Welcome to Comedy Wham, isolation comedy show. Wow, you guys, we've been doing this for I think 3 years now, but this will be our first Black Friday show. You guys, what a deal you just scored. 50% off, I'm sure. No, it's free. But I'll bring it up a little bit later. How about now? If you paid anything to get here, you're in the wrong fucking place, okay? But you can alleviate your guilt by giving me money and giving us all money because we don't have stand-up shows, except these are stand-up shows. They're not really stand-up shows because I'm not yelling at you to shut the fuck up in your own house, right? I'm not telling you to buy 2 drinks or get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you to drink as much as you want. And if you have anything negative to say, bring it to the chat room. But if you have anything positive to say a good Black Friday deal, I'm still looking and I'm gonna continue. I am filling up my void with Beats headphones and facials. That's what I'm into. I have been sober for 3 days now. So that's been a pretty good block of time. I already did find Jesus. So let me tell you about him. It's me, you guys. I'm Jesus. Just kidding. I could never. I haven't completed the 12-step program, right? I'm only at step 3. As you know, step 1 is admitting you have a problem, right? Step 2 is finding out that that problem is that you're God. Step 3, tell everybody that you're God. Step 4, what is it? It's finding out you have an arch nemesis and his name is Satan, okay? Step 5, oopsie, you got to admit to yourself you have another problem, okay? What's that problem? What is that? He keeps on telling everyone that you don't exist, right? Oh my gosh. Step 7, you remember that Satan can't invent anything, right? So you buy him what? A Lego set. Yes, a Lego set. The Star Wars one with the million pieces. But step 8, oopsie doopsie, you got another fucking problem. He keeps on leaving Legos everywhere and people keep stepping on them and saying, God damn it, another fucking Lego, and that hurts your soul. But step 9, you remember that your blood is made of what? Wine. Exactly. Step 10, you got another fucking problem, okay? Because your hands, that's where the blood's coming from, and that's where you want to drink it, but you can't because your hands are spread out. Step 11, you yell out if you don't believe in me, and get your friends together and go kill that other person, right? Step 13, if you're gonna drink with me, okay? If you're gonna fight with a brother. And no matter where you go, may the luck of the Irish be with you. That's never worked, and I don't think it ever will. But thank you for entertaining that fucking crazy ass joke that I just said. Wow, it doesn't feel like I was disparaging Christians in that one. That's my hope. I haven't been, trying to make fun of Christians less, but they have been quite upset with me. Sorry, Larry, if you're watching, but also look at us mending bridges. I bet this next comedian won't be so offensive towards Christians. It's hard to know though. She's a bit of a blast, bit of funny gal, all the way from Denver comedy. This COVIDian woman illustrative book. Have you heard of it? Yes, you have, because I was so aggressive telling you to fucking buy it here on Isolation Comedy Show. She's been back. All right. She's also was on High Plains Comedy Fest. So check her out, coming all the way from Denver. Make it loud in your own house for Katie Bowman.
Yeah. It was like watching someone celebrate their birthday for an entire week, and you're just like, why is this happening every time? Like nobody that ever celebrates it that long is somebody that you like. I for one had all these Facebook ads and all these Instagram ads. I feel like my phone, was just like listening to how stressed out I was. And like all my ads were just like drums and like little tiny apps that help you calm down, even though you're getting all these weird updates from like the government and like regular Twitter things now. It's funny that we get like updates from the government so much now. It's very fun. Let's see here. So um during the election had like a big meltdown with my boyfriend, and he was like talking to me about his set at another show that we did, and I had to go up like the day after that Tuesday, and we did like an outdoor show, and I like was like, okay, this is gonna be fine, you know. And then like what better way to spend like purgatory in voting than like on stage when your boyfriend like walks away with you from you, and you get on stage and you're just like looking at a crowd of people that are there to like not think about annoying shit, and then you're just like, all I can do is that, you know. Ended up like having a severe meltdown, and then the next day I was like talking to my therapist about our next appointment, and she was like, oh my god, I gotta tell you, like I just gotta reschedule, which is pretty funny, as I was like, yeah, out of all weeks that you could reschedule, election week, perfect time. You know, it's like, you know, it's bad when your therapist is wanting to reschedule with you. When they finally called it though, I was like, it was like every possible joy that you could possibly have. It was almost like you're like cuckolding yourself. You're just like, I can't enjoy anything until I know the answer, you know? And there's still like 2% that we don't even know the answer, but we know deep in our hearts. So I had sex a lot that night. You know, I decided to have 2 orgasms, not just one, you know, one for me and one for Pence's wife, you know? I let's see here. So I also celebrated a lot. Well, it took a while, you know, when you get a tattoo, it takes a while to get it. So this is like an old news, but good thing, you know, tattoos are forever. I got a tattoo, an RBG tattoo with all my friends. Very fun, you know. I was very excited about her. Just representing her, you know. And my dad hates tattoos. He hates them so much. And his way of like getting back at me for having lots of tattoos is by making fun of other people in front of me that also have tattoos, you know, like classic dad. So you know, his way of getting back at me, like recently we were hanging out and my dad just saw a couple walk by just like covered in tattoos, you know. They had like the face tattoos and the neck tattoos, everything. And my dad just like immediately is like, ugh, what a mistake, you know. And I'm just like, oh God, what is he talking about? I like see the tattoo. And I'm like, that's my people, you know. And my dad's like, ugh, what a mistake. Look at that woman over there. She just wants attention, right? That's all she wants, you know. And I was just like chilling in the beach chair with my dad, just like, yeah, dad, that's all I wanted. You know what I mean? Attention. I was talking to my sister. I don't know how you could possibly have more kids right now, but people are doing it. They're always doing it. And my sister is planning to have another baby right now. And she was like complaining to me because like my dad or her like father-in-law is like calling her suddenly. He like never calls her. He like never is even like happy birthday, you know. And then she's like, I know it's because he wants to name my baby after himself, which I think is like such an interesting thing, but it's still very common. You know, like a lot of people just like raise their kid to have the same name as them. And I think that this kind of like very weird, you know, and like it's just so funny to me that like in some world, in some place somewhere, my sister is having an argument with her husband because she's like, bitch, I'm not here to breed Bobs. You know? And like what a weird name to like have like multiple of, you know, like we all know a Bob or two, but like to have a lineage of Bobs, like that's what you can put on your tombstone is just like, I am Bob number 1. I am Bob number 2. They're just building Bobs. It's like pretty funny to me. You can't see on Zoom, but from all the hair on my clothes, I have an Italian boyfriend. Okay. He's a spicy meatball. And we're trying to like keep it hot and sexy in quarantine, but it's hard, you know, you got to like really look within. So, I've been like, you know, just like walking down Colfax. That's kind of, I'm trying to think of like another road in Austin that would be, you know, all I can think about is just like South Dallas, you know, whatever. That's like any connotation. But I've just been walking down Colfax, you know, taking in all the cat calls. All the bums are just like literally barking at me right now. Okay. They're just like, and I'm like, whoa, I'm so flattered that I just keep meowing back at them, you know? I'm just like, meow, meow, like an engine. And then days, I like the sun cleared my eyes. And I was looking at the dude barking at me, and I realized it was actually just a Cocker Spaniel barking at me. I no, but my boyfriend and I are trying to keep it hot, but it's hard. Like you're in this like time warp when you're in quarantine. You know, you're like, I don't even know what day it is, which is why we shouldn't be getting like any kind of like parking tickets for street sweeping, you know, but I still get them. It's crazy. If you hate cops, I feel like people actually hate street sweeping people more than cops. Like you see both parties just like pulling over street sweeping people and being like, you're a terrible person. But no one would ever fuck with that with a cop, you know, it's like crazy. But anyway, back to it. Boyfriend and I were trying to hook up. You know, I'm feeling sexy. I was watching like 6 Feet Under. It was when like Brent had her like all-time best part, and I was like walking up to my boyfriend, you know, like an engine again, just like and I was like, "You want to hook up?" And he goes, "Oh, me? I just masturbated." I know how we missed each other in a square, like a 400 square foot apartment. I have no idea. These times. Also trying to stay sexy. Woke up the other day, thought I saw a spider. It was actually just my armpit hair. I think it's really funny that like Rudy Giuliani's like getting so much heat right now. He just like keeps, you know, like he literally is like someone just falling downstairs all like through a time loop. You know, he's just like just like falling downstairs the entire time. And like I think between Borat 2 and then like him also having to do the Four Seasons Total Landscaping Company conference outside of like a Pornhub kind of store, I think you could just say that he's gotten shafted. And I also just want to point out in this quarantine times, you know, this guy I met when I was in college at a club who I thought, I was like, I'm going to ask this guy out. We got each other's numbers. And the next day he sent me his friends' pictures of their balls to me, you know, and then touch with me since by inviting me to like personal birthday parties on Facebook, let alone political groups to debate in for fun. You know, it's like that's what Facebook is. You know, I just think it's pretty nuts. It's another dick joke. Okay, so I am a redhead, you know, and people call you a fire crotch when you're 12. That's it, and then you're just like, I gotta be this fire. Like you like don't know, like that's what you hear in your head as you're going through puberty. Like I have a fire crotch. I have a fire crotch. And so I'm trying to like take it back now, you know, like I've been thinking about all the things people say. They're like, it's on fire. Redheads are crazy. I'm like, you know what? It's not a fire crotch. It's a mean vagina. Okay. Timing for that. And then it's funny because my mom has called me pussycat my whole life, you know, like when I'm being a bad kid, sometimes she'll call me by my full name, but most of the time she's like pussycat, you know? And now that like WAP has come out, I can be like, it's WAP cat to you, bitch. Okay, that's it. I'm getting home and thank y'all.
Katie Bowman and her line of bobs. I love the idea of a Bob's not sulfate, whatever. I've been doing too much about the Ottoman Empire. My dad, my sister just had a baby, and my dad can't see him because he's in California and my dad is in Colorado. And so he just is like, I want to hold that baby. I want to hold that baby. So we've been calling my dad Rumpelstiltskin. Calm down, Rumple. We call him Grumple Rumple. That's not to his face, of course. He still pays my cell phone bill. Hey guys, this next guest is a host of the Third Pod podcast. Give it up for Luis Lopez.
Hey, there we go. All right. Wait, that's good, right? Can everyone see me? All right. Can everyone hear me?
Woo.
All right, good. We're cooking with fire now. Sorry, I held my breath. I was very confused. There's a long gap. I'm just a guy trying to have a good time. All right, let's do this. I apologize. I'm outside, and I thought the light would make it look something, but it just looks like I'm in jail. So I'm sorry about the bad aesthetics on this. I'm on my phone. This is a problem. All right, let's get this going. I do have a podcast. I'm sorry. It's just a bad thing everyone does now. It's weird. I think there's too many podcasts, dude. I found out that the KKK has a podcast. Yeah, I know that because they sued Spotify because they defunded them, which is crazy because that means at one point they had funding. That's got to be a weird thing to pitch, don't you think? Just a Dollar Shave Club. Like, oh yeah, what kind of podcast? It's political. Yeah. How many listeners? More than you'd think. It's terrifying. I'm not glad this is doing as well as it is. But, Dollar Shave Club, promo code Arian. Good stuff. All right. No, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm on the sidewalk because my apartment is too small to do this. I live in New York, so that holds up. I like New York. I like New York a lot. I live in Harlem specifically up here. So I like Harlem because Harlem is still in Manhattan. Right? So you can impress different people depending what you want to say. Right? Like if I want to impress my black friends, I tell them I live in Harlem. Right? And if I want to impress my white friends, I tell them I have black friends. They're like, how? I'm like, you say hi, you learn a handshake. It's very easy. It'll also help if you move to Harlem. That'll also assist you in your journey. No, but I like it here a lot. I like New York now that it's safe. I think that's good. People are weird about it. They're like, oh, New York used to be a tough town. Now it went soft. Right? That's annoying because they don't say that about other places. It's not like people in Germany are like, Germany used to be a war zone. Germany used to be tough. Right? Now it's just full of bakeries and Jews. This is awful. It's like, no, it's nice. Let it be nice. People enjoy nice things. Right? There's one distinctive laugh, and if they don't like it, this whole set feels like it's bombing. So I'm sorry, distinctive laugh, whoever that is. I'm gonna keep going. I have a girlfriend. She's pretty cool. My girlfriend is Asian, right? So I'm trying to learn Chinese. She's Korean, but we talk enough, Enough back and forth already. I like her a lot. She's pretty dope. We were talking about who our hall pass would be. You guys know what a hall pass is, right? It's like it's who you could bang like outside the relationship. And she asked me mine, and I said Alex Morgan, the U.S. women's soccer player on the national team. Really pretty. She's a little older now. She's 29, but we can make it work. And I said Alex Morgan, and then I asked her who hers was, and she said BTS. BTS is a Korean boy band. That means her hall pass is like 8 hall passes. That's not fair. Dude, that means if I want to be even, I have to bang the entire women's national team, and one of them is a very outspoken lesbian. Megan Rapinoe would not be a fan. It'd be a tough sell, I think. No, but my girlfriend's pretty great, right? Like spice things up, because we've been dating a few years now. So we're trying like new positions in the bedroom. And the internet is full of like 1,000 positions, but the problem is they don't tell you for how long you should try each position. Right? Because I'm 7 pumps in, I'm in pain, and you look bored. Can we just go back to missionary? I like your face. Just get on top of me, put the tin in my mouth. I'll be happy. Why are we let's do what works? And she's like, no, we have to be adventurous. I'm like, all right, then I have to stretch before we do this. It's gonna be a very tough time if you want me to continue. No, I like her a lot. I was actually down south. I was visiting her family, met her dad. Dad's a nice guy, really big gun guy, right? Really likes guns. So he was like, hey, you want to shoot a gun with me alone in the woods? And I was like, more than anything, yes, let's do this. Right? So we go out, and he had me shoot an AR-15 and a Glock 19. Yeah, you know why? He said, these are the guns that the NYPD uses. So if you have in your apartment and you see a cop that's been shot and he's down, you can pick up that weapon and defend yourself. Makes sense, right? Because everyone knows after a trained police officer and body armor gets shot, the next person you call is a small Latino in his boxers. That's the next logical step, right? It's also very optimistic, right? Because he thinks the cop's going to come upstairs, see me, gun in hand, his buddy on the floor, and he's going to go, I think he's trying to help. I think that's what's going on right now. I think that's exactly the case. It's very optimistic of you, Dale. No, good time. I think it's tough being a cop, dude. That must be a really hard job, right? I think it's a hard job because cops can pick up extra weekend shifts at work. It's like they're doing overtime, right? Dude, getting an extra shift at work should be like making smoothies. It shouldn't be I'm dodging a guy on PCP now. It's a good gig. It's awful, right? But I think it's also hard to feel bad for them. It's hard to feel bad for cops, right? It is, especially because I just read an article that said that 40% of cops hit their wife. 40%. Could you imagine, right? As a police officer going home and just beating the shit out of someone innocent that didn't do anything to you? Right? I'm like, you should leave your work at the office. Don't bring that home with you. To be on the streets, right? I think that's the main reason they don't want body cams, right? Because they're like, if you kill an innocent guy, you'll be on the news for 2 weeks. But if someone sees you hitting your wife, you're never going to make it in the NFL. It's going to be a tough time. Unless you're like really good. Unless you're like really good. Dude, I think it's crazy. You can tell how much America likes a sport by the crime you get to commit if you play that sport. Right? Because Michael Phelps is the greatest swimmer of all time, but honestly, fuck swimming. So he smoked weed and we're like, this guy's done. Right? Ray Lewis killed a guy and we're like, one more Super Bowl, Ray. You can do this. Come on. Common misconception. Ray Lewis never killed a guy, actually, but his friends did. Which, get better friends, dude. You're a millionaire. Don't hang out with murderers, right? That's an easy thing to do. I know, but people were giving him shit because he was like, because he testified against his friends that murdered someone, right? And people were like, oh, all right, thank you for the light. And they were like, oh, really, Ray? Really? You're gonna snitches get stitches, Ray? I'm like, sure, but they also get stitches at a hospital that isn't ran by inmates. I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. And also, dude, go ahead, threaten Ray Lewis. Threaten a 6'2" linebacker for the NFL. Like, oh, dude, Ray, snitches get stitches. Oh, really? Or cupcakes, whatever you want, man. I don't know. I'm a small man. Get whatever you need. All right, guys, that's my time. You were a lot of fun. Thanks so much, man. This is Up. Bye.
Luis Lopez, you guys, if you're just tuning in, I might be a bit of a shock. I'm Colton Dowling, and I'm your host. Thank you for being here. If you didn't pay anything, that's the right amount. And what are you drinking? And did you find any Black Friday deals yet? Pause while you fucking think of them. Send them to me. I really do want them. I am looking to fill this hole. Different shaped hole tonight. Different shaped hole tonight. I haven't come out on this show yet. But I fully intended to, and boy, did I just do it. Here we go. Oh, did my blonde hair already do it? I hate giving it away. I hate giving it away. No, straight men can have blonde hair. That's my new stance on blonde hair. Straight men can have blonde hair. Okay, I don't care what they say. You do you, boo. Okay, how about it? Oh, yes. I remember why I brought up money. Because at the bottom of the screen right here, is a code. And you can write a message on that code. The code is money. And I read all money. That's how it works. Everybody reads money. So if you want to send a very special someone a very special gift this Christmas or tonight, send right there. Anyways, how about another comic? I'll take one and you will too, because that's how the show works. Okay, how about this next comedian who is the producer? Okay, producer for hypothetical comedy. Oh my God, I didn't realize we were going to bring up a producer. Can you book me? Okay, give it up for Sam Medina.
All right. What's up, you guys? I'm Funky Sam Medina. Hey, Colton, I'm definitely not going to book you to say hypothetical comedy. That's for sure. You don't get that voiceover job today. All right, guys, what's up? My name is Funky Sam Medina. I got to warn you, I'm not timing myself, and I just took a Viagra, so I could probably go for like 12 minutes. I feel like if you're doing comedy on Zoom and you don't time yourself, it's like having random unprotected sex. I mean, sure, everything could be fine, but you could also run the light and end up with syphilis. I live in Tracy, California. If you've never heard of Tracy, I don't blame you. It's a sad, small little town in California. I think the saddest part is I'm the second most famous person here. Yeah, after MC Hammer, I got to find that guy. Next video, I'd be like, hey, you want the most famous comedian? Oh, never mind. I used to consider myself a pretty ugly dude until I saw myself on Zoom, and then I realized that pretty was an overstatement. I don't have an OnlyFans, but I do have an OnlyFan. I'm not trying to brag or anything, you guys, but I just done a new deal with Hulu, and I'm pretty excited. Yeah, it's awesome. I get 3 months for $1. This whole shutdown, this whole lockdown got everybody going crazy, you know. When it first started, I had to give up grocery shopping. It was just too nuts. You know, I switched to the online grocery delivery system. It's cool because it's like a bad breakup. They come to my house, they leave all my stuff on the porch, and they call me when they leave. I was going to work the other day, and I was in a hurry, and I realized when I got there that instead of my mask, I accidentally grabbed a pair of underwear. That was a shitty day, you guys. I thought my comedy career was blowing up. I thought I was getting super popular. I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I have 17 Facebook friend requests that I'm not even gonna answer. And she goes, oh, that's cute. I have 162. Speaking of my wife, last night I was getting ready for bed like around 3 o'clock, and she woke up to go to the bathroom. And I was like, wait, before I go back to sleep, let me tell you this joke I'm working on. Didn't end well for me, you guys. Did not end well for me. She said, I hate you, and she went back to sleep. Yeah, the joke was this. I enrolled my dog in a martial arts class. It's called Taekwondo Doberman. I know. That joke almost ended my marriage, you guys. But it was worth it. It was worth it. They say you should never date a comedian. And I do agree with that. I do. I think the reason why I would never date a comedian is because my wife is also a comedian and she might know her. I heard a comic recently say that that married sex is fast sex, but I don't agree with that. You know, I feel like married sex is more like time efficient sex. It's like, hurry up, I got a Zoom show in 15 minutes. I heard a comic also say that they got so high that their dog could talk to them, and that's cool. You know, one time I got so high that my cat could talk to me, but she still didn't. No, you guys froze. My cat is an asshole. I came home from work the other day and she was laying on the back of this chair and I leaned down to give her a kiss and she was like, ugh, like so far that she fell off the fucking chair. And then she pulled out pepper spray. Crazy, guys. It's crazy. I'm vegan now. I've been vegan for about 3 months and I just want to make sure everybody knows that. It's tough though. You know, it's tough. Like I went to my favorite restaurant and I was like, hey, what's your best vegan dish with meat? And then my wife and I went out to lunch the other day and she was like, hey, you know what? You've been doing really good on this new diet. I looked at the beer menu. You got any beer you want. And she went to the bathroom. So I called the waiter over and I was like, hey, I want you to bring me a beer with a steak in it. And he's like, I go, look, I don't got a lot of time here, okay? Go in the back, cook a steak, put in a beer, and bring it out to me. We'll call it Ale 1. I was grocery shopping. I made it back into the stores. And the other day, I was walking past the meat section. And let me tell you, grocery shopping is so much different being a vegan. I was walking past the meat section and I was looking at the steaks and the pork chops and the chickens. And I was like, wow, this section is dead to me. Somebody commented on one of my Instagram photos and put hashtag vegans are hypocrites, hashtag plants have feelings too. And that's not why I do it. You know, I'm not vegan to be cruelty free. That's just a bonus, I guess. The reason why I do it is because the way it makes me feel, you know, superior. I have a lazy eye, but it's cool though, because it matches my personality. But my other eye is not lazy. Should I do a DNA test to make sure it wasn't adopted? I don't send dick pics, but I do send unsolicited shit pics. I like that joke. I just got to flush it out a little better. You guys hear about this Dr. Pepper shortage? It's crazy because how can you make a beverage during a pandemic with 23 flavors and not expect to run out of one of the flavors, right? I did a little bit of research. Turns out one of the flavors is coins. Yeah, it's coins. I saw this article about Zoom bombers, and I thought it was about my set from the night before. I think Zoom dating is cool. I mean, I don't do it because I'm married, but I think Zoom dating is cool. It's a cool concept, you know, because finally the woman has to buy her own dinner. If the guy gets too handsy, she could just log off the Zoom chat, you know. Win-win situation. I also like Zoom comedy. Zoom comedy is pretty cool. My favorite part about it is there's a lot less walking involved. It's true. So I'm married, like I said. I've been married for about a year. We drove up to Vegas and we did one of those drive-through weddings. It was cool. She even knows. She thought it was McDonald's. My vows were, can I get a double cheeseburger? And I do. To celebrate getting married, she wanted to get a second cat named Gary. I'm like, no, you don't do that. Gary's a human name, you know? You gotta give the cat's name like Fido or Spot, Rover, something like that. So as the man of the house, I was like, absolutely not. Fuck no. She got me back though, you guys. She got a revenge on me. She named her Vagina Gary. Yeah, now whenever I want to have sex, I just say, can I have sex with Gary tonight? Very demeaning. Very demeaning. It's almost like doing comedy on Zoom. People ask me what it's like to be married to a comedian. It's like being married to a regular person, you know, except it's a lot funnier. Like when we argue, we use microphones. All the neighbors gather around and laugh at everything we say. And if the argument gets out of hand, I just shine a flashlight at her, and we have 1 minute to wrap up the argument. My father's a raging alcoholic, and it's cool, you know, because he never has plans. And so I call him up, like, hey, Dad, you want to come and babysit? And what does he do? What does he have the nerve to do? He leaves his bottle of vodka at my house. Yeah, so I call him the next day, all pissed off. I'm like, hey, Dad, you want to babysit again? We have vodka. So there. All right, you guys, make it out of here. Before I go, mention you guys in a little secret. I just joined Tinder, but it's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking at all. I joined as like a really hot girl, and then I messaged all the guys. I'm like, hey, come meet me in the open mic on Zoom on Wednesday night. That's how you build your audience. Thank you. I'm fucking Sam Medina.
Welcome, Funky Sam Medina. To be honest, I read it, fucking Sam Medina. And I was like, you a little braggadocious, but then I remembered that your hypothetical podcast was a hypothetical podcast and the show name wasn't hypothetical podcast. So don't go out there looking for it, guys, because you won't find anything. Because it's a joke, and these are all jokes. So we're just getting here. We're telling jokes tonight on this isolation comedy. So we're going to be doing some more jokes tonight. How about that? Give it up for Dina in your own fucking house. Yeah, you can clap in your own house. You can make whatever noise. You can yell at the screen. I don't know what to do. I do have to be quiet because my boyfriend's in the room. Actually, Wednesday. Yes, we're getting married. Oh my God, no, shut up, shut the fuck up. But like, yeah, we're getting married. It's a financial marriage. Do people categorize marriages? We're doing it for finances. Don't like me. But don't like me. I will get lit because you know why? I'm just the host and I need to bring up another comedian, but I had to tell you one fun fact. And that fun fact is so fun. Oh my God. We have a PayPal and Comedy Wham doesn't take anything. How fun. They just give it straight to the comedians. If you don't know who to give it to, but you're just like, so have money and you want to give it away, give it to Comedy Wham, PayPal. We'll put it up here and you know what? You'll see it and you'll figure it out. But right now what I need you to do is make some noise for my favorite person who says mean things about me and considers them jokes. Give it up for a person who is the co-host of Netflix A Mix Mess. Netflix Mess podcast. And that's a real one. That's not a hypothetical one. This is a Netflix Mess podcast. We'll put it up. A host of You Look Like ATX. And you probably seen her on She's Not Happy With My Fucking Intro. You probably seen her on the Memphis Comedy Festival. You guys, give it up for your own house and a very, very funny comedian, Holly Cuomo.
Hey, I didn't hear Richard because anyway. So some of you might recognize this. It's my bed. Just my husband. I'm sick, so I'm doing this from bed. I'm not getting up. I have cute walls, but fuck it. I'm not mad at you, Colton, for your shitty introduction. You're just so excited about your upcoming marriage, and I too married for insurance purposes because I became unemployed during a pandemic. Anyway, I'm so glad I got insurance because I could go to urgent care today. What? And a hot doctor. My husband was with me. He's also listening to this, so fuck you. I don't care. His name is Jesse. I recognized one of the physical therapists that was flashing on the screen. And I was like, oh my God, I know that guy. And the doctor was like, really? I was like, yeah, he's a shitty comic. So I was like, you can tell him that to his face. And I shouldn't have said that. That was so rude. Chance, I'm so sorry I said that about you. Chance Madeira. I'm so sorry. It was because I was in so much pain. I'm still in pain. I'm drinking my ginger tea. But anyway, this year's been mostly shitty. It really reminds me of this time where I lived in a small town in Wisconsin. And by small town, I mean it was considered a village. That's how small it was. 800 people. And I lived there for like 3 years. But one time I went to this birthday party. These two guys were like turning 25 and they lived in an abandoned strip club. Yeah, a town of 800 people had an abandoned strip club. Oh my God, crazy, right? So they lived in the abandoned strip club. They had their birthday party there. It was packed with all these hicks. And I was one too, so it's I can say it. So they had bathrooms there because mostly strippers are women. So I went. The men's bathroom had like a tree stump in it, which was fine, totally cool. Men can use that. And then the women's bathroom, it had a sink. It had a 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat on top and a roll of paper towels next to it. That was it. That's it. That was the whole bathroom. I went with my friend Teresa. We looked at it. I looked at the toilet and I looked at her and I was like, fuck no, we're going to the cornfield. So we went to the cornfield to go piss. And I hadn't pissed outside since I was 8. And I was probably like 24 to 26 at this time, and I was scared that I would piss all over myself because I have no spatial awareness or aim, because it's just a chunk of pussy down there. So I peed. It was successful. Teresa was my lookout. I was her lookout. Cornfield piss successful. And then I got back in, and then I just wanted to leave because it was an awful experience. So that toilet bucket thing, that's my year. That's my 2020. I will never forget that toilet bucket because of how much like the year it is. I did try to look inside the bucket. There was nothing in it because all of the women preferred the cornfield over the abandoned strip club piss bucket and paper towels. I did take the paper towels though because no one was going to use it, and I'm not a wasteful bitch. Man. Also, it's because I'm Asian, so I hoard things. But I'm only half, so I only hoard like dumb shit. So anyway, I am half Asian. I look like I ethnically identify as a hipster lunch lady, which is that's not wrong. I am fat, as you can probably tell from right there. The rest of me is like it too. The rest of me is like it too. Soft like a pillow. But I found this really good dating website for half Asian fatties. It's called World of Warcraft. I played it in pandemic. I didn't cheat on my husband, but I could have. Okay. I hope none of you know anybody that works at a car wash in Round Rock, because that's a very important part of the story. So I met this man in this game, and he was very confident, unnecessarily confident. He had zero reason to be, as 22-year-old white men are. So he was like, "Hey, I can make you come without touching you," and I was like, "No, I think you're a liar." So I was like, "Okay, well, like I bet you could." I was also a liar. So he was like, "Hey, you want to meet up in real life?" And I was like, "Yes, we're ready to die." So we met at the Applebee's because I'm cheap. I'm a cheap slut. So that's my husband laughing. He knows. So we met at the Applebee's, and he smiled, and he was missing half a tooth. Not like the bottom half. It was a side half because it rotted out of his face. And I was like, "God, guess can't even make your teeth come." So he ordered a cheeseburger, like you do when your teeth are fucked up. And then he bit into his cheeseburger, and then half of his tooth came off. And I was like trying to hide my face, but it's like real hard because like my face is just my face. And then he was like, "This was so embarrassing." So he ripped the other quarter of his tooth out of his mouth. And I was like, "Sir, for the duration of this date, can you please keep your motherfucking teeth in your motherfucking face?" I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I just went, "Oh my God, here's a napkin. You can put your teeth particles in it." So, yeah. So I went back to his hotel room. So, like, he had a weird dick. It was circumcised incorrectly. Like the doctor gave birth to him and then had to circumcise him, and then he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm lazy. This baby's got a big nut." So this is like a really awful angle, but I'm sick and I don't care. Venmo me and I will get a better angle. So where was I? Oh, his weird dick. So it was really weird. Like, I don't want to describe it because I think it goes against Twitch standards if I describe it. And I don't want this free show to get knocked off of here. But anyway, I sucked his weird dick, and then he gave me like $150 in like in-game money. It was a lot more than I make now because I'm an unemployed stand-up comedian laying in bed because I'm sick. Okay, bye.
Holly Cuomo. Richard, we can't hear you. That was Holly Cuomo. She said only nice things about me. If you heard her whole set, you should listen to it again. What a weird dick. If you haven't seen a weird dick before, join Grinder. It's a cool app where people send you the dick, and then you get to see all sorts of shapes. And then you realize that God is mysterious because you didn't know until you downloaded Grinder. At the beginning of the show, I asked you guys, what are your best Black Friday deals? What 2468 what said blue Jello shots? What is that? Nobody blue Jello shots? You just said blue Jello shots, and then assumed we all knew what that meant, but nobody knows what that means. Also, Jeffrey Joseph, you said that Bill Cosby's book was on sale at my local prison. LOL. What does that mean? What does that mean? And can I go online and get it? Was it one of those sales that they did in elementary school and they brought the books there, but one of the books was Bill Cosby's? Let us know, Jeffrey. We're dying to know. We love sales, but we love money too. And if you don't know how to give it to us, it's right here. Oh, fucking, I'm nailing this visual medium that I'm becoming an artist. Okay. Look at that. I don't know. How about I bring up another comedian? Is that what we want? Yeah, it is. We want it because the show has to keep on moving. We only have 3 more comics, and these next ones, they're in for it. It's actually one of them's Holly's husband, who might do some truth telling. Who knows? I never tell this truth on stage. I am against it. Oh, yes. Oh, this next person is from outside of Texas again. A little bit of a treat. Oh my gosh. Louisville Underground, host of Boco Cider Mike and around venues all over Colorado. Give it up for Kari Melissa. Here you go.
Thank you so much. I'm Carrie, and I am so happy to be here. If you hear screaming in the background, my apologies. I have 2 very young children, so I am just happy to be hiding in this yellow-looking room. I feel like women get little to no credit for the work we do, so it's super awesome to be on the show with lots of badass female comics. I mean, you know that women get little credit for the work we do if you've ever heard anyone say, "We had a baby." Oh, really? We had a baby? Do we both pee when we sneeze now? I don't think so. And, you know, as soon as a baby comes out, I feel like moms put in all the hard work, yet somehow dads get to be the fun ones, which is crazy, but makes sense because, you know, nothing really says you don't get to be the fun one anymore, like stitches in your taint. Women only get paid 81 cents to the dollar. And I just want to know, what is it men are doing at work that's worth the extra 19 cents? Right? I mean, do they spend less time in the bathroom, making them more productive? Not since the invention of the iPhone. So, you know, like, what is it? What is it that men get paid more? I keep getting these ads for Cornell University's online Women in Leadership certificate, which is ridiculous, right? Women don't need to learn how to lead better. We already do that. We just need to be properly recognized for our contributions. Again, get a little bit of credit. I want to know if there's a men's leadership certificate class. They just practice saying things like, "That was Meredith's idea, not my idea. Good job, Meredith." I picture the women's class to just be like trying to build an army of boss babes. And they like say things like, "Oh, you need to be approachable. but not flirtatious. Dress professionally, but not provocatively. Be assertive, but not a total bitch. These are things they would never cover in the men's class, right? There's no boss bro hashtag. Bruce doesn't feel pressure to get to the gym at 5 a.m. so he can have an ass like Jack in accounting. I think that we've been so belittled by the patriarchy, we've grown to not only accept things like the boss babe trend, but actually aspire to it, which is crazy. We need strong female role models, which is maybe why the certificate program exists. But can we just start with a mother living through the opening scene of a Disney movie? Have you ever noticed how Disney movies don't ever have any mothers in them? I mean, think about your favorite ones. Most of the mother figures are either evil, die, or aren't mentioned at all. There's The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Bambi. If there is a maternal figure, she's either Cruella de Vil or she's venison. Apparently, there's a reason for this. It allows the stories to progress faster since they take place on a day the character learns to accept responsibility. I mean, they have no problem leaving the father figures in, but taking the women out of the stories makes them less complicated because women are so complicated. It's called therapy, Walt, okay? We're all in it. The truth is, there would be no story if the mother were in it. The Little Mermaid. No, Ariel. Your voice is the most important tool that you have. Giving up your voice for a man would be a sign of abuse. There's surely a hotline we can call into the sea. Boom, end a movie. Aladdin. Jasmine. Of course, you can marry whoever you want. A forced marriage would be a gross violation of your human rights. You should marry for love. Boom, end a movie. Bambi? Oh gosh. She was probably in the middle of giving Bambi some inspirational speech like, "Don't worry, my sweet little fawn. Veganism is going to be very trendy soon and you won't need to worry about," boom! And don't act like you can throw Frozen at us to make up for the last 50 years, okay? Let's not dance around the fact that they're depicting an assertive woman as an ice queen. They made her a literal ice bitch. And these movies give us damsel in distress messages too, which is, a whole separate issue, but a false narrative. Women are badass. A quarter of us are bleeding right now, and you can't even tell which ones. Men have never started bleeding at a battle scene and not been the most dramatic about it. Seriously, grab a tampon, Ace, mop it up, and get back out there. I mean, women, we can sometimes say and do irrational things before we get our periods. But it's not our fault, okay? Hormones rise, we get very irritable. It's best to try not to make us angry. It's almost like we turn into the Hulk a little bit. You wouldn't like me from the 24th through the 29th. But mostly, we do okay. It's because we're taught to hide our periods. They even call it feminine care. There's nothing feminine about this, okay? It's like Saving Private Ryan over here. And I shouldn't have to hide it because you can't handle the truth. Could you imagine if women talked about their periods the way that men talk about their bodily functions? Men are like, "Whoa, I would not go in there, Chuck. Last night's dinner was spicy. It really blew that place up." Could you imagine if women were like, "Whoa, do not go in there, Joan. It was a real bloodbath. I really blew that place up. I'm talking straight up carnage in there, Joan." And despite all of this badassery, a lot of people still think that women need a man to handle the household finances and handiwork. I will have you know, it's not that I can't do those things. It's that I don't want to. I'd rather have it take up your brain space. It's called manipulation, and I learned about it in my women's leadership class. I had someone come to my house recently trying to sell me new windows. He was like, "Hi there, do you know how many windows you have here?" It's like, no. He's like, "Do you mind if I just take a walk around the property and count?" It's like, yeah, you creep. I actually mind very much. And he goes, "Well, is your husband home? Could I talk to him?" Oh, say what now? Oh, you think I can't handle this? Do you need another penis present to count how many windows I don't need? I was so offended, but I tried to remain calm. So I took a deep breath and I said, I don't appreciate your heteronormative gender stereotypes. I do have a husband, but just so you know, I'm the big spoon. He calls me daddy. Now what's my name? I want to hear you say it. So we ended up with $2,000 worth of new windows. They're being installed next week. My husband really should have been there, but you know, he earns 19 more cents an hour, so that's good. You might be wondering where my strong feminist roots came from. That would be from my mother. She's very open, very unapologetic, doesn't care much about anything. And I remember her giving me the sex talk while we were out shopping in a Macy's, which was fun when I was a kid. I asked her, hey, Mom, what's a blowjob? And she ran with it. In my defense, I didn't know what I was asking, so I was really horrified when she answered me in full detail. And I was like, ew, Mom, gross. Why would anyone do that? Is that how babies are made? And she was like, oh, no, sweetheart. That's how jewelry is made. And then she ended with a very important piece of advice that I assume all mothers give to their daughters, at least where I'm from. Carrie, remember, Jewish girls don't swallow. Come again now? I had a few more questions after that. But I think the biggest problem was because she never told me what to do instead. The first time I actually gave a blowjob, I was just left like, well, what do I do now? That's it for me. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Give it up for cliffhanger, Carrie, Melissa. What happened?
Ooh.
Never know. You'll have to find out by following her on Instagram. I'm sure she details it. Who knows? I hope. Oh, no need to talk about cum. The show's almost over. We're doing so well, Colton. When the temptation's hot, this boy will touch it. We have two more comedians. This next comedian is also from Colorado. Goddamn fucking delight. It's Billy Joe. Okay, well, she wrote her intro, so put her name at the beginning. And this boy reads it. Okay, this boy reads it. One of the gazillion authors of the book Comedians Are People Too and Other Lies. I was also one of those gazillion authors. You should check it out and buy it because the proceeds go to a very good cause. BLM. It's not me. Give it up for Billy Joe Galipsy.
Thank you for having me, Colton. I think we can all agree that we knew 2020 was going to be weird when Houston went on tour, right? And you know, it's sad that her tour got canceled because of the pandemic. Oh well, she'll be too disappointed, right, guys? We've all done things that we didn't expect during this year, like put a condom on a microphone in a public park. There comes a point where you wonder what's legal. But you have to admit, anybody who's been doing live shows, their social media looks amazing. Everything is sold out. Yeah, that's still only 7 people. We just got to call it sold out this time. We've all had to make adjustments to the way we live, nursing homes included. We couldn't let residents have visitors, so we had to teach them how to video chat. word of warning, guys, your grandma's not going to unlearn that when this is all over. When you get back to life, she's going to find out you're on a date. It don't matter. She knows how to reach you. She's going to video chat you in that restaurant and ask if you got that burn taken care of. You're not out with her again, are you? My grandma would have so totally done that. A little bit about me, guys. I'm from a small conservative town, a little bigger than Holly's. There was about 4,000 in the town. We got a liquor store in '86. Okay, it's not actually in the town, but you can see it from town, which means the preacher can see it. I always knew when Mom stopped and got wine for Christmas dinner because the preacher was on the porch. Jan, everything okay? Everything okay with the kids? What can we pray with you today about, Jan, to keep that demon in the bottle? Yeah, I'm from that town. We owe Kevin Bacon a thank you because we finally got school dances, guys. I didn't go back for a lot of years, mostly because I made the mistake of taking my teenage kids with me. Now, on the way across Kansas, I told them, I was like, we don't discuss diet. If somebody puts something on your plate you don't eat, just put it on your sister's plate. She eats everything. First morning there, Mom, there's ham on my plate. My mother says, what's the matter? Lisa, you don't like ham? Grandma, I'm a vegetarian. Okay, just to be clear, my daughter just told my cattle producing mom she's a vegetarian. I'm getting disowned. Because grandchildren don't do anything wrong. Nope. She turned to me. How can you let her do something so unhealthy? Well, actually, she didn't like that answer. She says, God did not mean for us to be vegetarians. You know, ever since I came out as gay, people want to tell me all about Adam and Eve. So let's talk about Adam and Eve, Mom. They were vegetarians. There is nothing that Southern Baptists hate worse than losing an argument when someone picks up the Bible. Especially when they've been telling my gay ass I was going to hell for 20 years. So I didn't go back for about 10 years, mostly waiting to be forgiven. In that time, there's been some changes. Like, I have a YouTube channel. That led to some awkward conversations when I went back last Christmas, such as, Billy Joe, you haven't said that word once, but you sure seem to love it in that video I saw. Can you make your life and your art match? Can you do that for me, Billy Joe? I said, fuck yeah, preacher. I think now he's trying to pray more than just the gay away. Yeah. Let me tell you first about that little liquor store. That one little liquor store. I went in there about 10 years ago, and I got ID'd by a blind man. If you're wondering how that worked, he had me give my ID to my cousin so he could check it. Yeah. If you're up to shenanigans with anybody, it's sure not your cousin, right? He has me fill out a logbook in the back of the room, and he warns me, the cops are going to look at that, and there's a camera over it. Okay. I moved out of that town when I was 15. I waved at the camera and assured or affirmed that, yes, Wonder Woman is over 21. Catch me if you remember me, guys. When I went back this last Christmas, Oklahoma has legalized medical marijuana, guys. Woo. I'm so proud of them. That little town still has that one liquor store. Didn't check to see if he was still running it. and 4 dispensaries. That poor preacher must be busy. Someone called me Billy earlier. Let me tell you why I hate that so much. That was the name of my mother's goat. You think you had self-esteem issues. Imagine being asked how and why you ate the seats out of your sister's car. All I could say is I hate that goat. Probably the only animal on the farm I didn't get along with. Most of the kids were so much older that I didn't really have human playmates. But I had the bunnies and the chickens. And one day my parents came home with a cow. I looked in those big brown eyes, guys, and I was in love. Mom says, whoa, you cannot make a pet of this cow. It's going to be Hamburger. Okay. Hamburger and I were great friends. We were all over the farm together till the day my parents tried their best to tell me that my pet cow ran away from home. Oh. Yeah, my big brother was not having that shit. Every night at dinner. You know who that is, don't you? That was the beginning of having trouble getting me to eat as a kid. Now that I knew they were making me eat my friends, you know? You would think my tender heart would toughen if I raised my own. But my first batch of ducks, only one hatched. And by the end of the night, I had taught that duckling to play peekaboo. Quacker and I, we were all over the farm together. We were having so much fun. And that last Thanksgiving on the farm, the prayer was said, and I looked out the window and I looked at my dad and I said, where's Quacker? Everybody looked at the middle of the table. I had been a vegetarian. I had teetered on vegetarianism my whole childhood, and they just knew this was going to do it. My dad was a hell of a chef, and I love duck. And when I gave in and took that first bite, I realized that animals raised with love are the most delicious. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for teaching me to survive the apocalypse, because I know how to eat my friends. If you think my family's hella redneck after that, they're not totally redneck because nobody's worn camo to their wedding. Big surprise. I thought that was proper etiquette when you marry your sister's ex-husband. No, that's not what made me gay. The Southern Baptists did that. They made hell sound way too good. Wait, none of you judgmental fucks plan on being there? Sign me up. What's the quickest way? Thank you, everyone. I'm Billy Joe Gillespie. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Billy Joe Gillespie, give it up. And if your pastor's watching, fuck, and fuck you. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a sapiosexual myself. Didn't know if you knew. If you don't know what it means, it just means that I'm attracted to intelligence and men. But when I say it, I just mean I'd never fuck a Christian. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so read a book. Okay. You give me an inch, I'll take the mile. Hey guys, we did it. This is the whole show. No, I'm kidding. We want to see somebody's husband make some truths. You know who it is? No, you don't. But firstly, we want to thank the man behind the scenes, Richard Goodwin. We want to thank the producer that makes this all happen, Valerie Lopez. And this next man actually made the intro music. If you hear a little bit of a ding dong, this is that man. Give it up for a man who has Drone Rivers on Bandcamp. Oh, you know what? That's the name of the band that you hear. Oh, kill the energy. That's what I did for this man. Give it up for Derek Kopswa.
Did someone call the cops, SWAT? I feel like at this point, someone will call anybody. I feel like the whole year, the whole world is at that point now. Let's see. I'm going off the dome, just letting you guys know, taking away any kind of facade. You know, all this is in my head. I think, yeah, that is what I was supposed to start with. Cool. So I wanted to start this off with some positive news. I recently found out that my biological dad completed chemotherapy. He died. I really hate my dad. Ladies, where y'all at? Let's see. This year's been pretty fun for me. I recently got married. Here's the ring. I hate jewelry, but I guess it's better than being branded. Okay, so I wanted to say this. I don't wear the ring when I'm at work because I feel like people feel like if they have a chance at this ass, they tip better. They see the ring, they're like, I'm not tipping that dude. He gets his dick sucked or something. Allegedly. Nah, things are cool. So I would be standing up, but I gained my COVID 55. Anybody else? I feel like I look like the cover of the movie Showgirls. Okay. So no Paul Verhoeven fans. Nobody for the Austrian auteur. All right. I've learned a lot of things through this pandemic. I learned that gaming is an essential service. That's pretty tight. I told you Chrono Trigger was essential, Mom. You fucking ding dong. All right. GameStop went from curbside to actually allowing people inside, but it was supposed to be like 5 at a time. And I find that like super silly because like nobody is taking that seriously. Like every person, there's like 15 people in there, like triple the amount that's supposed to be in there. And yeah, 15 people are not going to listen to 2 nerds behind a desk. They're like, oh, you're trying to get us to do pre-orders and now you're trying to give us orders. What's this fucking shit? All right, is that good? Thanks. I wanted to say give it up for the venue and the wait staff. There's no more clubs, so I just have to say that wherever now. But I will say I do love comedy, Wham. This is better than the last time I did like a physical around people show because it was like outside and there was people eating food and I said out loud like into the microphone that I was sexy because sometimes I tell the truth when I'm holding a microphone. And this lady was like halfway through eating her burger and she just like spit it out. I wanted to say this is a lesson for all the ages. I feel like this is a pretty focused, tested thing I'm about to tell you guys. If someone has a penis that looks exactly like yours, that's your doppelganger. I've been working through COVID. Let's see. I do a lot of Domino's deliveries because that job just never ends, even if the apocalypse is happening. Satan even wants a fucking Brooklyn anchovy pizza. But I delivered to a place that sells really fast cars. It rhymes with Schmorsh. And they got actually like really pissed off that I showed up like 10 minutes before I was supposed to be there. I'm like, come on, dude, pick a side. Do you like fast things or not? Fast Thing was my name in middle school. Thank you. Let's see. Sometimes like I'll get all these directions when I'm delivering a pizza. And the directions are crazy because they'll be like, doorbell doesn't work. Just drop the pizza and scream into the void. We'll hear you. Thanks. But I do love that people are like trying to make this contactless. Because I never wanted to contact you. Like you're 39 and getting like a pizza and brownies. Like it feels dirty. I don't want to fucking see you. It's just like sad. It's sad that I have this job and it's sad I have to give you that food. But my favorite customers are the ones that specify it needs to be contactless, because most of the ones that say that, as soon as I park in their driveway, they just walk up to my car, lift up their shirt, and just put their gut like against my window. I can't even like get out to give them food. And I'm like, yeah, that's real contactless, bro. I do actually really love that like most of my contact with other people is through glass now. It's like my life is prison. Yay. There was a time I was delivering and I decided because I'm a very on-the-go productive worker, I should eat while I'm working. So I was definitely eating a very juicy sandwich while I was driving. And some asshole cut me off because people treat driving in Austin like eating pussy or something. They act like it's the most complicated thing and they just like shut their eyes and go through it. Come on, man. Eating pussy's pretty tight. So but it's funny, like this dude cut me off and then I flipped him off, and I realized while I was like through that process, I noticed there was like a lot of sauce on my finger, and while they were looking at me, I was like I also just want to let you guys know this. Flipping people off feels amazing, even if they did nothing wrong. I did over this pandemic try to make more money. So I did try OnlyFans, but they wouldn't approve me because they thought that I was two people. Like, is this some kind of weird fat shaming? Like, I'm just trying to provide content for my thirst responders, okay? That's what I call the fans of all my nudes, thirst responders. I did try being healthy despite looking like Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. I did try eating better. I tried eating keto. And I got even bigger. I'll say this about keto. It's like jazz. It's about the shits you don't take. Tried portion control. I'm like really bad at restraint. Like I got this huge pizza, ate one slice, did a whole mountain of cocaine. This does remind there's the 1%. So this does remind me, when I was 13, some friends and I tried to buy some weed, and we successfully got them from a 20-year-old. And whenever we got home with the stuff, we examined it, and because we're scientists at 13 years old, and we realized that we were shorted a whole fucking gram. And we were just like, you mean that 20-year-old who listened to Deftones the whole time was fucking wrong? He was an asshole. But we kept calling the dude, trying to be like, dude, give us the rest of the weed. And he was just like, no, you're gonna smoke that weed and you're gonna stop fucking calling me. And when it got to like the 5th time when I called him and he said the same thing to me, I was just like, I guess we're gonna have to take care of this the hard way. And then I just hung up on him. But I had like no plan. I just like saw it in like at least 15 action movies and wanted to do it. And I really love the idea of just this like 20-year-old chode sitting in his like house being like, wait, are a bunch of 13-year-olds going to try jumping me now? Should I sort of look over my shoulder when I go outside? I did want to wrap things up. Let's see. I got a couple more. This one's for the fellas. Hey, fellas. You know, I honestly feel like the only thing that's better than a dirty joke is pussy. Okay. They got 11 likes on Twitter. I thought I would try that. This one's for the ladies. Hey, ladies. You know, men bleed a good portion of every month too. It's called brushing our teeth. And this one just goes out to everyone. This is a universal message. I'm pretty sure just walking through your life, not knowing who you are anymore, is fine because at least it counts as cardio. All right. Well, donate money to me or other charities. If you just have money, stop having it. That's all I got to say. Later.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're doing it. Oh my God. Derek Kopswa, he almost showed you a nipple. You didn't get it. Yeah, almost got it. And I'm sorry, I was watching your nipple the whole time. Like, we're gonna. I thought it was gonna be a punchline. You never brought it in. I guess it would have been cheap, but you know, you want what you want, and what I want is to congratulate you for making it through a whole fucking show. You guys, thank you guys so much. Thank you all, comedians. Thank you for your very vague and weird Black Friday, whatever that was. If you have any DM me, we have about 2 more hours where I can get some hot deals. I'll see you guys in a little bit. We're only doing 1 more show, and then we're gonna fucking not do any more. Stay tuned. Follow Comedy Wham to find out what the fuck that vague, threatening message means. Be safe tonight, and don't drive anywhere because fucking, you know, and call someone. Do we have any music to bring me out to? Back tomorrow. We're not here, but it would be fun. And